Hi, I'm Mike Miller. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks so much for watching The Other Side. It's the show I created to bring musicians into your life and let you hear their stories and adventures and to hear their music. The guy I have today is a very interesting, a great musician. I'm glad to have Blue Ajay. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me, Mike. It's an absolute pleasure to be here.
I've been enjoying hearing your music the last few months.
I really appreciate hearing that. Thank you.
You play around at a lot of the open mics and places around town.
Yeah.
The area.
I love open mics anyway. They're just one of my favorite things, but what a great way to come into a community and meet all the great players that are in that community.
You were doing session work for a number of years?
I own my own studio, so most of my stuff I just did on my own in my studio.
Yeah.
I've done some production for other people and other collaboration over the years and such, but yeah, I spent the last 15 years pretty much alone in a room wearing headphones.
And you've been writing a lot of songs over the years?
Oh yeah, extensively. I'm rather prolific.
You've been involved with the release of a number of albums though, isn't that right?
Yeah, the one that I just released here in Denton in particular is actually my 20th full-length album.
20th full-length. So you have one now that you've had pressed into vinyl.
Yes, at Hand-Drawn Pressing in Addison, Texas, about 20 minutes away. They
really
did a wonderful job of pressing it for me. They were just great. I highly recommend them to any local musicians or any musicians anywhere in the country that are working on pressing vinyl.
How many songs do you have on that album?
I didn't know there was going to be a quiz.
Oh, sorry.
No, I think it's 12 songs.
Oh, 12? That's pretty good, yeah.
It's actually a combination of brand new songs and some that are a little older in my career because I was making this rather dramatic change in life by leaving that studio behind and coming here to Denton with the understanding that I would be playing a lot more live music than studio time, at least for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. I was really impressed with the series of videos you have out there. You show the kind of the history of some other groups you've played with over the years. And
thank you. I really appreciate that.
You've had various looks over the years, it seems like.
I think that happens to all of us who live long enough.
Yeah. Various genres of music you've been involved with.
Mm-hmm. I've crossed a lot of ground, actually, and I think the current album is one of the best distillations of what I, as an individual, do. But I've spent quite a bit of time exploring industrial dance and EDM and metal and blues and a little bit of bluegrass, and there's a lot of rockabilly and blues undertones in just about everything I do, as I'm sure you've picked up on that.
And you played drums earlier in your career?
Drums are my first instrument, actually. This is the first time moving here to Denton and living in an apartment. This is the first time in my adult life I haven't had a set of drums.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the one thing I kind of itching about every once in a while. Indeed. But I brought just a handful of my favorite guitars and such with me.
How old were you when you first started playing music?
I got my first set of drums when I was 12.
12, yeah.
But I didn't really start playing seriously until I was an adult. I was probably 18, I was probably 19 or 20 when I decided that I was going to pursue music seriously. Prior to that, I'd done some DJing.
Oh, really?
But
where did you live at that time?
I was living in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia. It's
really?
Northern Virginia, about 2 hours west of D.C. and not too far east of West Virginia's line, right on the Shenandoah River. It's where the Shenandoah River meets the Potomac before it goes into D.C.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that a fairly populated area these days?
Oh, not really. We were in a pretty rural area. This is the first time I've ever lived in a city. And it's a wonderful, delightful culture shock.
But that's so close to D.C., you say?
Yes, it was very close to D.C. 2 hours drive to D.C.
Did you play over there some?
Very little. Most of the time I played in and around the Shenandoah Valley, which was very rural. But
you get to know people better in those environments.
Growing up in a small town, born in a small town, and a 25, 30 minutes drive from the boonies where I lived into the small town nearby. So yeah, we were kind of out in the woods.
But y'all had some connections to Denton, more or less?
Yes and no. Through my wife's job, she had known people from Denton, and I'd met people over the years. So I've been hearing about the Denton music scene for a good 12 to 15 years,
really?
Actually on and off different times. It's like I knew who Brave Combo were, even though I was living in Virginia. And the last few years, as we decided where we were going to move to, Denton just kept popping up and ticking all the boxes on my list. And
Yeah.
so the past couple of years, I was lurking online and following a lot of the artists, watching shows such as yours and Tiny Couch and these type things, and following, as I knew when the Abbey Underground closed, even though I was living in Virginia at the time.
Oh, through Facebook and things like that?
Facebook and YouTube and social media and online, just stalking the talent here because it's so amazing.
Yeah. What are you more or less hoping to do the next few years here in the area musically?
My goals are pretty simple. I just kind of want to be a staple of the Denton music scene. Doing what I'm doing right now, just playing almost every day and listening and soaking up this incredible culture and all the talent. Amazing musicians there. And I just had a conversation with Caleb Coonrod from Remain the other day about this, the fact that incredibly talented people of all walks of life are everywhere, but the culture here really curates and cultivates it more because it's so appreciated and it's everywhere. And it's not just music, obviously. This Denton is just full of art. You spin around, you've just seen handmade pottery, someone wearing a homemade t-shirt, and a mural on the wall, and someone playing music. It's just everywhere. And craft beer and wine and barbecue, you name it. Everything has got so much love and passion in it.
Would you like to have a record contract and be touring, or
Not really.
Not really, yeah.
Yes, even with a new record, I really didn't make it to be fiscally responsible so much as it's something I just really wanted to make.
Yeah, you just enjoy like being back home every night and just being part of the music scene around here, and
you can play every night.
Play every night, yeah.
Options.
Yeah.
You know, you and I are both out and about in town several nights every week.
Yeah. Caleb really does a good job with the people he brings in.
Oh yeah, he's wonderful. Actually, there's, God, I think
James
I'm hitting
Dolly,
an average
yeah.
of 6. James
Yeah.
Dolly, Matt Grigsby, Bone Doggy at LSA, obviously Caleb Coonrod at Killer's Tacos,
And Strong Work, you've been going to their shows.
Oh yeah, I've been doing the Not Normal variety show.
Yeah.
Ethan Bouchard and Strong
Bouchard.
Work. They are really fascinating. So I don't want to start listing too many musicians, because if I list 30 of them, I'm going to leave 40 out and be kicking myself later for not thinking to mention them. But yeah, there's just the talent here, and it's just so wonderful. Everyone's encouraging and welcoming and kind, and everyone just gets better every day because it's all there, and you can't help but soak it in.
Who were some of your main influences when you were younger, or now?
I'm a rock and roll guy more than anything else, if you were to go genres. But man, when I was very young, still in early high school, I was DJing, and I was specializing in music from the 50s and 60s then. And then 84 was when CDs were first reissued, so most people of that era knew everything old. We knew all of the classic rock and country and stuff, as well as listening to current new wave and such that was out at the time that I was in school, because I graduated in 1984. So we're talking Breakfast Club.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, but then just keeping up forward, it was the beginning of hip hop, and all the classic rock was still very clear. And
were you influenced by the British music as well?
oh, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Everything from the Doors to Pink Floyd to Stevie Ray Vaughan, working backwards to Albert King and Albert Collins and all the blues and stuff. And obviously I grew up in Appalachia, so there's Hank Williams Sr. is imperative to know. And
He's really big up there.
yeah, and that whole Nashville scene, it just basically goes up the Appalachian Mountains from Nashville right on up through Virginia until you basically get to New York.
Yeah.
And I grew up in the kind of the tail end of punk, so I'm a massive fan of things like The Clash and obviously the Ramones and the Damned and all these classic punk bands and stuff.
Have you ever been to New York?
I have. I've been to New York. Actually, I had a film that a short film that went to a festival there and won the New York International Film and Video Festival, and I want to say it was 2000 or 2001.
That's
it was
great.
A short film, won the jury award.
That's
It was
really
a lot
good.
of fun. I think it was on you may have seen it, actually. It was on one of those variety show things on YouTube that I have.
Oh, really? I'll check that out.
Yeah, it's called Flat. Hadn't even thought about that before coming in here. I was thinking about the music stuff, but yeah, we did that for a while as well.
You must have worked a long time on those videos. You have quite a collection of videos out there.
Yeah, the last album I did, last solo album, was 2016. It was called Meatball Surgery, and it had 10 songs on it. But I made an in-the-studio music video for all 10 of them, so you can actually watch the whole 35-minute album in video format and kind of see what I did when I was alone in the studio. Those
videos are really good. You have
Thank you.
Introductions and segues and songs and jamming and.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I referred to it as being a year-long rock and roll selfie because basically it was me alone with a tripod and headphones and working in the studio. Which, again, the studio was in my house, so when I say the studio, I'm referring to my basement.
Did other family members play music also? Were you the only one?
Actually, yeah, there was no music hardly at all in my household growing up. And even now, I don't know that anyone in my immediate nuclear family even has a CD player. I think my mom listens to each one of my CDs once and puts it in a box so she has it, but they were never really music-centric. And they just knew that they couldn't get the headphones off of me, whether it was the old days with one little white earpiece, mono headphone running into the little radio.
Yeah. There's been a lot of technology changes in our lifetime.
Yeah. The original studio gear I bought in 1989, and I bought a full 8-track reel-to-reel and Neumann microphones and stuff, and it was just, and then over the next year, added out quite a bit more, and it added up to being a significant amount of money. The first purchase was like 30 grand, and then another 12 to 15 for the 12 months following, just racking up credit cards, and now all those things basically come for free on a laptop when you buy it.
Yeah.
So yeah, this technology has definitely changed.
But I don't know. And some people want to go back and use the older technology, it seems like sometimes.
I guess sometimes it's good to set your boundaries when you're writing and creating, because you butt up against your own limits and kind of find creative solutions. I do that sometimes, and other times I just like to have every option available, and then you spend most of your time making decisions as to which option you wish to pursue.
What do you usually record in then?
The last few albums I was recording ultimately to digital, but I had a pretty good collection of tube mics and preamps and doohickeys and such, so I was able to get a very warm and comfortable sound. And
yeah. Have you used GarageBand and Pro Tools?
I haven't used GarageBand. I'm familiar with Pro Tools. I was really fond of Cakewalk's Sonar, which was made by Roland, as far as my favorite DAW, but I went through about a decade where I kept almost every DAW that was a digital audio workstation package that was available. I was obsessive. So I'm actually familiar with how to use most of the ones that are most of the big players. Everything from Cubase to Acid Pro to Sonar as well, and Pro Tools and Logic, and so I've spent time with a lot of them.
Oh, you've used all of those?
Yes, and Ableton and FL Studio. And,
do you think you might do any studio work and record other people?
I'm going to play everything by ear down here and remain as fluid as possible, because there are just so many amazing people. I'm hoping all kinds of cool collaborations manifest themselves. And so yeah, sooner or later I'll end up back in the studio in some way or another, I'm sure, because it's just kind of in my DNA.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part I'm focusing on live for now and just enjoying that, going out and playing here and
hearing other people
hearing
play,
all these other great musicians, just tossing my pebble into the ocean with the rest of them.
It's amazing some of the talent that's around here for sure, the different kinds of things they do and instruments they have. And
so diverse and eclectic. Every type of music you can imagine is represented here, which is just wonderful. Someone will walk up and give you a classic country song, and then someone else will be performing hip hop, and then the next person performs bluegrass, and then it's just across the board. It's a great punk scene. I've heard. I don't think there's much I could label that I haven't heard since I've been here.
Yeah. When did you get to Denton?
Pulled in on December 3rd and took the keys to my apartment on December 5th. So it's just over 6 months as of this taping since I've been here, and it's just been wonderful. Everyone has been so welcoming.
Well, you're very nice to everybody else, and you don't have an attitude. You're just
it's too much fun to have an attitude.
Humble, and get up there and play your songs, and you appreciate other people's music and what they do. So
it's hard not to. Wow, this is amazing here. But yeah, everyone's incredibly kind and just friendly. I think that's even on one of the state bumper stickers or something. When you first drive into Texas, there's a sign that says "Drive friendly."
Welcome to Texas.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I do appreciate you coming down today and look forward to hearing your songs. And you guys stay tuned to check out some great music. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you have a great day.
Hello, my name is Blue Ajay, and this is called No Slogan. I got nothing to sing. I got nothing to sing. Got no position, I'm just gonna let my guitar ring. When the ribbon or ring, had no opinion to sing. No slogan on the banner, I'm just gonna let my guitar ring. I thought I had a thought on a thing. I thought I had a thought on a thing. My ideas, they were flying, but now I'm seeing flames on the wing. Don't win a ribbon or ring. Had no opinion to sing. No slogan on the banner, I'm just gonna let my guitar ring. No slogan on the banner, I'm just gonna let this gypsy sing. No slogan on the banner, I'm just hoping that I don't break a string. And this is called Cats Are Rockin'. Cats are rockin' right tonight. Is it A-OK and out of sight? The volume's up, my drums are tight. Cats are rockin' right tonight. Guitar's up and it's slamming beat. Memphis like is oh so sweet. Party's moving into the street as the cats are driving up the heat. Cats are rockin' right tonight. Is it A-OK and out of sight? The volume's up, the drums are tight. Cats are rockin' right tonight. Billy Riley's on the guitar lead, so when he plays, you know the hunk of what he sings to me. Bass is thumping and my drums are there, and everybody's screaming just to fill the air. Cats are rockin' right tonight. I said A-OK and out of sight. The volume's up, the drums are tight. Cats are rockin' right tonight. Cats are rockin' right tonight. I said A-OK and out of sight. The volume's up, the drums are tight. Cats are rockin' right tonight. The cats are rockin' right tonight. And this is called My Baby Gone to Raleigh. She left in the morning, south on 995. North Carolina border called and said she was alive. Her her voice at sunset, on my mind upon my rise. I'm just grinding time until my love arrives. My baby gone to Raleigh, I am strumming here alone. I'm just grinding time until my baby come back home. This old dog is busy here just worrying this bone. Baby gone to Raleigh and I'm wishing she were home. The grass is still growing, but the growing is slowing, and the leaves are just now falling to the ground. It's glory time in mid-Atlantic Appalachia, and I'm wishing that my baby were around. My baby gone to Raleigh, I am strumming here alone. I'm just grinding time until my baby come back home. This old dog is busy here just worrying this bone. Baby gone to Raleigh and I'm wishing she were home. She should be home before first snow, unless winter jumps at the start of gun. Make no mistake, you can't be facing winter without my baby here to keep me warm. My baby gone to Raleigh, I am strumming here alone. I'm just grinding time until my baby come back home. This old dog is busy here just worrying this bone. Baby gone to Raleigh and I'm wishing she were home. I guess I'll dance to music here too focused in my head, 'cause time just grinds until she's back in my bed. Time just grinds until my baby's back home in her bed. Time just grinds until my baby's back home in our bed. And this is called Firing. I'm gonna play my guitar, I'm gonna kick my heels and sing. I'm gonna open up these pipes and let these hollers ring. I'm gonna pack my day away, greet my evening namaste. Buddha via Sasquatch, hey, it's the Appalachian way. Apply my trade, I stake my claim, all engaged with truest aim. The firing gonna melt the day away. A tired beat and a quiet mind, yesterday's done gone behind. The firing gonna melt the day away. The sunlight on the suffix of the next breeze come our way. The firing gonna melt the day away. My trade, I stake my claim, all engaged with truest aim. The firing gonna melt the day away. A tired feet and a quiet mind, yesterday's done gone behind. The firing gonna melt the day away. The sunlight on the suffix of the next breeze come our way. The firing gonna melt the day away. And this is called Smoodles.
Hey there, wonderful, hope you were well. I was just thinking about you, nothing to tell. You can hit me back if you are so inclined, but don't feel obligated, I'm doing fine. The thought it did occur to me that it's been a while, and you should know the thought of you, it brings me a smile. You can hit me back if you are so inclined, but don't feel obligated, I'm doing fine. Please tell you know who, let us send my hello and pass my regards to the friends we both know. You can hit me back if you are so inclined, but don't feel obligated, I'm doing fine. Smooches plus toodles equals smoodles, you know. Smoodles to you, baby, but I gotta go. Smoodles to you, wonderful, I gotta go. Smoodles to you, wonderful, XXOO. You can do Junko Joe if you want. And this is called Junko Joe. Coming down the road, fully loaded tip tap as a landmine, not yet exploded, gonna do the grind, don't fear no sentence, got a pocket full of bullets and a head full of intent. Junko Joe and the Angola Blues brand, Junko Joe and the Angola Blues brand, Junko Joe and the Angola Blues brand, Junko Joe and the Angola Blues brand. Got a what's the smell sneer and a tongue from gallows humor made it, but his breaking boulders under gun Louisiana. He got a sharpened toothbrush and a man and taught him patience. Scratch a marker in a cell while meditate upon his vengeance. Junko Joe and the Angola chain gang. 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 Junko Joe gonna meet his executioner, gonna swing beneath 13 coils of hemp. Junko Joe said he had every right to do it. His final words were, I have nothing to repent. Junko Joe and the Angola hangman. Junko Joe and the Angola hangman. Junko Joe and the Angola hangman. His final words were, I have nothing to repent. His final words were, I have nothing to repent. His final words were, I have nothing to repent. His final words.
do what you want, and money will come.